All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead video after just seeing The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 15, and people blaming me as if somehow it's my fault. So this will sort of be a Q&A. We'll go through this one. I mainly wanted to see your guys, reactions after seeing the episode, and this to kind of be sort of like a hangout type of video. But somehow it's my fault, right? With regards to spoiler warning. So CasinoWhale says, "I blame you, Trev, for Tara's death. Bring back Morales." So, a lot of people blaming me for the death of Tara because I've been campaigning for it to happen for many years. In some ways, similar type of way as campaigning for them to bring Morales back. But with the Morales situation, that was you guys. I just facilitated it through by making a petition and sending it to them and everything. So that was different, right? I never sent anybody messages to ask they kill Tara off. And even if I did, it wouldn't matter anyway. You know what I mean? Like it's not my fault that they went ahead and they did that. I'm sure they wrote that in before I had done my death predictions for this for this app and everything. And just to be clear with you guys, I had no idea they were going to. To be honest with you, I didn't think they were actually going to do it. I really didn't, because every year I had expected to see them kill her off, and then this, every year I had said in my death predictions that they're going to do it. And I felt like, I better not switch it, because as soon as I switch and I start saying, no, Tara's going to live forever, then they're going to do it, right? So I kept it that way. And, I just felt like with regards to Alpha, you have the Hilltop as basically the community that first had been dealing with the Whispers, and the Whispers kind of coming in close to where they were. You had Jesus taken out earlier by the Whispers, and now you have Tara versus Alpha type of situation. But who's going to, that was basically what I was thinking is, who's going to win that confrontation? And obviously, I think you have to go with Alpha, and that's what they did, and that's what we got to see. So it certainly felt, I want to say, natural or something. It would have been cool if they could have showed us how Alpha captured everybody. So they kind of dance around it. Like we have the group with Daryl and Michonne and Carol that kind of go out there, and they're kind of following this trap. Daryl realizes it's a trap. He's like, go, get back. But they can't get back in time before they're quickly surrounded and they have to surrender, basically. But while all this stuff is going on, of course, we have the fair happening with the movie and all this stuff. All this stuff is going on there. They have some guards there, right, at the kingdom's gates. But, Alpha was able to infiltrate it pretty easily. And, obviously she didn't do it all on her own. She didn't capture everybody by herself. So I guess we're to assume that while the movie was being played, she came in and she just basically captured everybody who was there of note and maybe killed some others that we don't know of right now. Maybe some of the guards and stuff like that. I think that makes sense. And somehow Ezekiel, maybe being, I don't know, they did kind of trick us, because they're like, where is Ezekiel? Where is he with the movie? And he's missing it, this kind of stuff. And then it didn't end up being Ezekiel. So they did a good job right up until the last minute of messing with the viewer, messing with the smart, readers who know what happened in the comics, and then in the TV series version you're watching it through, and they messed with you. They made you think like it is going to be Ezekiel, and then it isn't. It is Rosita, and it isn't. And so, and also with regards to the group that went out, oh my God, she's going to kill Daryl and Michonne and Carol. But then they end up actually being the group that gets away basically scot-free. She lets them go. And the ones that she kills are all the ones that are back there that you thought were safe because they didn't leave the kingdom. Those are the ones who got it. So Studio Wolf said, I saw Tara and I thought of you, Trev. I think when her mouth moved, she said, why, Trev? You're kidding. Now I feel even more terrible, right? Awful. Kidding. What an OMFG episode. Ouch. My heart was, and still is racing. Prediction, Carol is going to chop Alpha into pieces. So I think most of us right now are hoping so. It was crazy, man, to see it through. I actually thought, after I saw it, I really regret, saying that I wanted to see them kill Tara off in kind of a joking fashion, because now that they actually did it, I just feel horrible about making jokes about it, because it was so, I know it's just a TV show, but it was so brutal, and it was done in such just dark, bleak fashion. Even the palette looked like it had some gray in it or something. It's just like this just shroud of imagery when you see it, and they show the one face after another and who it is and everything. I mean, it was done brilliantly and everything. It was just so brutal. I don't even know how to respond. I'm still kind of speechless, and I know a lot of you guys are too. It was really that brutal. I wouldn't say it was like an exciting like reveal or anything. Like it's so different from the Negan situation. When Negan came in, we were all excited to see him, and we were all excited. We didn't know who it was, and this was kind of similar in some ways. But we didn't have the summertime beforehand to see who it was going to be and argue with each other over who it was. This one came on sort of naturally, even sooner than a lot of people thought. A lot of people would have thought it would have been the 16th episode and the finale. And it actually wasn't the finale. It's episode 15, but it's like the climactic finale episode, one episode prior. So pretty smart the way they did it and everything, but it didn't give us much of a chance to get amped up for it. It sort of got us out of nowhere when they kind of come back. We're like as shocked as viewers as Daryl is, and Yumiko, and even Caroll later when she comes up, and just to see how they mark the border and their range, their territory. Really crazy stuff. The Art of Gaming says, yes. Finally, she's off the show. Win for everyone. Alpha for president. So not everybody, feels bad about them killing Tara off. Some people are happy about it. So I do feel really bad about it. And I thought it'd be much more fun when they actually did it. This isn't fun at all. So Jack Goldberg says, Alpha awoken, a beast in Caroll she will regret. So that's true, man. That's... it's tricky to say because she's killed so many different characters. There's so many that could want to get, revenge against her, or who could, go back and defeat Alpha. So who's going to be the one to actually defeat Alpha back? I'd say right now the leading, a comment is for Caroll. Most people want to see Caroll be the one to go after Alpha and defeat her in some fashion here coming up soon. But there's all the others too, right? There's Lydia, there's because of Henry and everything, and that's kind of, I get the sense that's Lydia's like first, love, that kind of thing, and he sacrificed for her, and then look what happened to him. So there's a lot of tragedy here, and there's a lot of tragic, deaths as part of this, even Alden with Enid and some of the others too. Can you imagine Earl goes after Earl versus Beta? No, I don't think that's going to go so well, right? So, it's man. I think Caroll right now is everybody wants to see Caroll be the one, I think, and I don't know if that's what they're setting up. The thing is that this really makes it even more divergent from the comics because you have basically all these, you don't have Henry anymore, and he had lots of stuff. Like if he was our Carl 2.0, then there was lots of stuff coming for him, a lot of scenes, a lot of important moments, and a lot of important things coming up that just aren't going to be there now. So I guess they sort of included most of the stuff, but there was some stuff that it felt like they were just starting. Like it felt like they were starting like a love triangle, maybe with Addie and Lydia and him and the other boys kind of teasing. Like they did a really good job of right up until the last moment keep you guessing and then pick characters that you didn't think they were going to, and avoiding Ezekiel and Rosita and the easy answers to the question, like killing off the same character, same person in the comics, right? In the future now, when they do kill off someone who's just the same person as the comics, it's going to be like, like surprising because we're all going to think that they're going to swap it for somebody, and then they'll just keep it the same, and we'll be like, oh man, it's the same. Nobody expected it, right? We all expected them to swap it and change it to somebody else. So, but yeah, I can't wait to see Caroll go after Alpha. Alpha's going to get hers for what she did here, right? This is really savage, really brutal, and pretty unnecessary, to be honest with you. But like she said, they don't have anything that she really wants. She just wants them to kind of go away or stay on their side, which she could have really probably negotiated that without having done all this. But, she's a vicious bitch. When you see her kill the one Whisperer just because he saw her crying, that's how quickly it is for Alpha to kill somebody. It's sort of like, just like that. Over hardly anything, she'll kill somebody. Very scary, very dangerous. Daryl Dixon says, I'm still mad the Highwaymen didn't get to watch their movie. I like that one. That's a good one. That's true. They did. They got sold a bill of goods by Caroll, man. They got it way over their head, right? So that's true. I guess they're the true victims in this scenario, right? Because they had nothing to do with it. They came in to do a job, and they got wiped out. Are they all dead? I'm not sure if they're all dead or if most of them are dead or what the case is, but very brutal. Barbara Virzi says, seeing Daryl Holding Caroll reminded me of the farm and him holding her back with Sophia. And that's true, man. It does, yeah, that's a really good comment. I like that one a lot. Siddiq is a damn liar. His story at the end, he made that up. Nobody fought back, and that's from no one. And that's a good question, whether or not he some people said that he did say that. I got to watch it again to see if maybe he made that up or he spun a tale there. And some people even think that maybe Siddiq had, I don't know, sold out everybody else or something. I'm not sure. But, man, I don't know. I'll have to watch it. This episode was such a dense episode. There's so much to it. There's even stuff in the background happening and different setups and things. So I got to watch it back again to really get clear on, all the different things they put into it. Because it's a jam-packed episode with a lot of different things happening at once. I am no one, so here comes all the people crying about Henry after they wish death upon him. So yeah, that's true. But again, I'm just as guilty of that in this case because I really feel bad about the Daryl one. If the writing wasn't so bad, I would actually care about the deaths. That's from Z Cole. So not everybody liked it. The thing is for Z though, who are they going to kill off? They've killed off so many important characters in the show. Even Rick is gone. Even Carl's gone. And now Henry's gone too. I don't know what else you were asking for. Like, what do you want to kill Michonne? You want him to kill Daryl? You want him to kill Caroll? You want him to kill Ezekiel? They got to have some people there to tell the story. And I'm really shocked they killed Henry. I'm really, really shocked. I did not think they were going to do that. I mean, I saw that in comments months ago. People saying it was spoilers and stuff. And, again, in my death predictions video, I do my death predictions as if, that I don't have any idea of any of this stuff. So, I've always said that I didn't, I wouldn't think they would kill Henry off. He's our Carl 2.0. So I thought it was nonsense at first. I was like, oh, they're not going to do that. And then when they showed it at the end, I was like, oh my God, it was true. They did do that. And that was basically the only one that I had seen in comments. The rest, any comments, I try to clear them. Like I just clear. Even, and I apologize, guys, if you leave comments and they're not for spoilers and I clear them. It was just me quickly doing it accidentally to clear them out. So to try to, sometimes I even ban people I shouldn't. It's like, oh, someone's talking, oh, just ban them. It's like maybe what he was doing wasn't that bad, or she, and I just banned them anyway. So I apologize if I accidentally banned anybody that didn't have cruel intentions. Bambi Rebel says, please stop comparing this to the Red Wedding. The Red Wedding was effing brutal. So I don't know, man. I mean, they didn't show it. Like, they didn't show Alpha actually cutting the people's heads off. If they did that, it would be just as brutal, if not maybe more brutal than what the Red Wedding was, because there's so many of them. The Red Wedding was really brutal too. The stab in the stomach with the baby and everything like that was one of the most brutal things I've ever seen on TV, and it just left me speechless. So maybe Game of Thrones takes the cake as having the most savage or the most brutal episode in any series ever. Sure, okay, you can go that route if you want to. But, this one was so brutal, I can't help but compare it to something like that. And a lot of the same feelings I felt after watching the Red Wedding, I'm feeling after watching this one. This was effing brutal too. This was just as brutal. Okay, maybe it wasn't delivered. They didn't actually show her doing it to Tara or doing it to Henry or doing it to the others. Had they have done that, it would have been, I guarantee you, just as brutal. Just as brutal. They chose not to. Maybe that's a good thing. There's different audiences. There's different audience for Walking Dead after all these years. I don't know. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think about that one. Do you think they should have actually showed Alpha doing what she did instead of just showing the heads there? It was brutal enough just seeing the zombified heads there. I don't know if you need to see, Tara and Enid and Henry, and it could have been just as brutal as the Red Wedding was if they wanted to do it that way. They chose to kind of make it really brutal and dark, but not maybe to go overboard with it, and I think that might have been a good choice. If you go too overboard with it, you risk turning off viewers where they just don't want to watch anymore because it's so graphic. I even covered my eyes in this one to see this, and I don't think I really did that. Yeah, I might have done a little bit during the Red Wedding, but this one is just, maybe it's because fresh in the mind, but to me, I kind of hear what you're saying, but at the same time I don't, because it's like, this was so brutal too. I don't think you should, people do that all the time. They always bash down The Walking Dead or act like The Walking Dead isn't something special. And it is, man. I mean, it's a very special series. At least to me, as a viewer, I love it very much, and it's my favorite series of all time over any other series. So, and even though I view other series as doing a really great job and they're amazing and everything, which Game of Thrones certainly is in a lot of ways, still The Walking Dead is my number one as far as my favorite. Love and Peace will have our last one. Yeah, that was difficult to watch, and just a simple comment. Yeah, man, it was really difficult to watch, and like I said, I had to cover my eyes a few times, and I don't usually have to do that. I've been doing this for a decade now, so I've been reviewing lots of different shows over the years. Some of them are dark, some as dark as, let's say, Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, and then shows that are even darker, like The Strain. The Strain at times is even more gross and more dark than either of two of these series. So yeah, The Strain has some stuff that's more gruesome and brutal than either of these. So maybe not brutal, but more gruesome. It's not as realistic either, though. So like mutant, vampire stuff. So, but this was really hard to watch, man. It was really, really hard to watch. So I'm pretty saddened about it. I'm pretty messed up about it, and I hope you guys are all doing okay. I almost feel guilty for getting excited for it, as I know a lot of you guys do too. But it's The Walking Dead. At the end of the day, it is entertainment, and it is exciting to find out who it's going to be. And to finally be right after all these years, it's kind of like, it's a good one, but then at the same time, it's not too, because I do feel guilty for saying that I wanted to see that, because now that I saw it, I just feel like I didn't want to see that. That's too brutal. Oh, man. Hopefully we get to see some of the fight scenes or something. They showed a little bit when they were fighting back without the brutality, but I don't know, maybe that's something we shouldn't see. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll be back soon for another Walking Dead video. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. See you guys soon. Wow.